friends, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do my October TBR. So I don't have a lot of like super spooky books planned. I will probably throw in some random books throughout the month that I want to read. But for now, we are just going to go over the KU, my physical TBR, my Kindle books, and my script books that I want to read. So if you did not watch my last TBR video, I currently do not have a TBR game that I play. I have a spreadsheet that looks like this. And I will be doing a spinner wheel to figure out what I will be reading. So let's pull up the spinner wheel. So we will start with my Kindle books. So I will read 5 Kindle books and we will see what I get. The first book that I got was The Obituary Society. This is a cozy mystery. So this is about Lila Moore, who inherits her grandfather's house in a Midwestern town. But when spooky things begin to happen, Lila realizes some of her friends are guarding a secret, like it's a precious family heirloom. It's a dangerous secret and it has come back to haunt them. Lila is caught in the middle and her life may depend on covering it. But even if she can she stay in Auburn when not everyone is what they seem and even the house wants her gone? And this is 196 pages. I have been attempting to get into more cozy mysteries, so I'm very excited that this came up on the list. So let's go to the next one. So I got Scandal, which is about Jackson and Ella. And it says, when Ella gives into temptation and sleeps with her stepsister Madison's ex, her world flips upside down. It doesn't matter that Madison is dead or that Jackson Cole wasn't in fact her boyfriend, but a publicist's stunt to link 2 of the hottest catwalk models romantically in order to feed tabloids' curiosity. The damage is done and with deadly consequences. Even worse, Jax definitely knows something he won't say. Falling for this epic hotness would mean one good screw will ruin Ella for life. This is about, it says, Connor rescues me when another pack attacks mine. He's a strong alpha who I'm definitely attracted to. But how can I go on when everyone I love is gone? Under his protection I heal, but my heart is broken with sadness and despair clouding my eyes. I can see the truth standing before me. Connor is my one true mate. I love how his strong hands gently caress my body and I want to be with him for my first time. But what he wants is to be with me forever. He even wants me to bear his children. Can I risk starting a new family after losing my own? Is my fate to be destroyed by grief or saved by love? I'm not a huge paranormal romance person, but I'm not opposed to getting into it. So this sounds as if it is a one-night stand between a woman that is in a bank robbery situation and the bank robbers. So this is the third book in the Men of Inked series. Hopefully I can read them out of order. But this is about Izzy and James. And James is a member of the DEA. And it sounds like she gets involved in like a biker gang or something like that. And James is there to protect her. So Prince of Air and Darkness. This is a male and it is about Phineas and Rorik. And it is an enemies to lovers, and it sounds like it happens at a school of magic. All right, so let's move on to my KU books. So I got Stay With Me. This is, it's about a girl who goes to like a school for delinquents or something along those lines, and she meets Ollie and they fall in love. I've heard it's very, very angsty, and I heard Jess from Peace Love Books read it, and I'm all about the angst, so I'm excited to read that one. I will do 3 KU books. I got The Revenge Seekers, which is a new adult bully romance in college, and I don't know much more than that, so I will do 1 more. I got The Kings of Kearny, which is a MC romance, and I think the motorcycle club is for veterans. So I've heard that this is fantastic, and people who don't even like MCs really like this story, so I'm excited to get to this one. So let's move on to my physical books that I'll be reading. I will be doing 5 of those as well. So I actually got Scandalous Desires by Elizabeth Hoyt, but this is the 3rd book in the Maiden Lane series, and I think you can read this out of order, but I know there is like an overarching plot that I want to understand when I read these. So I'm actually going to read Wicked Intentions. This is the first book, and it is about infamous for his wild sensual needs, Lazarus searching for a savage killer in St. Giles, London's most notorious slum. Widow Temperance Dews knows the area like the back of her hand. She cares for its children at the foundling home her family established. Now that home is at risk. Care makes a simple offer in return for Temperance's help navigating the perilous alleys of St. Giles. He will introduce her to high society so that she can find a benefactor for her home. But Temperance may not be the innocent she seems, and what begins as a cold bargain soon falls prey to a passion neither can control, a passion that may well destroy them both. So I'm excited for this. I have heard this is a fantastic series. Then I got Forbidden by Beverly Jenkins. I think this is the first book in a series. I think it's her Wild West series, and this actually works out because I was planning on reading this for a secret TBR, but this is about Ryan Fontaine is building the successful life he's always dreamed of, one that depends upon him passing for white. But for the first time in years, he wishes he could step out from behind the facade. The reason? Eddie Carmichael, the young woman who rescued him in the desert. Outspoken, defiant, and beautiful, Eddie tempts Ryan in ways that could cost him everything, and the price seems worth paying. Eddie owes her life to Ryan, but she won't risk her heart for him. As soon as she's saved enough money for her cooking, she'll leave this Nevada town and move to California. No matter how handsome he is, no matter how fiery the heat between them, Ryan will never be hers. Giving in for just one night might quench this longing, or it might ignite an affair as reckless and irresistible as it is forbidden. So I got Dig by A.S. King. I started this before, and I think I got like 40 pages in, and it's very nonsensical, and I don't know if it necessarily has a point, but it's following this one family of like potato farmers, and everybody has weird names, and it's just like mega weird. I DNF'd it previously, but I do want to give it another shot, so I guess we'll be giving it the shot this month. Okay, so I got Their Eyes Were Watching God. I don't quite remember what this one is about, but I have obviously heard nothing but fantastic things. It's classic for a reason, and I have always wanted to reread this, so we will read that this month. So I got Notorious Pleasures, which is the second book in the Maiden Lane series, so I will be reading this, and I'll probably just read Scandalous Desires after this, so I might just read all 3 books that I have in this series this month. And this one is about Lady Hero Banton, the beautiful sister of the Duke of Wakefield, has everything a woman could want, including the perfect fiance. True, the Marquess of Manville is a trifle dull and has no sense of humor, but that doesn't bother Hero until she meets his notorious brother. Griffin Remington, Lord Reading, is far from perfect, and he likes it that way. How he spends his days is a mystery, but all of London knows he engages in the worst sorts of drunken revelry at night. Hero takes an instant dislike to him, and Griffin thinks that Hero, with her charities and faultless manners, is much too impeccable for society, let alone his brother. Yet this near-constant battle of wits soon sparks desire that causes their carefully constructed worlds to come tumbling down. As Hero's wedding nears, the Griffin's enemies lay plans to end their dreams forever. Can 2 imperfect people find perfect true love? And then this one is river pirate charming Mickey O'Connor has lifted himself from the depths of the slums to be the king of St. Giles. Anything he wants he gets, with one exception. Silence Hallingbrook has been haunting his dreams ever since she spent a night in his bed. Once Silence was willing to sacrifice everything to save the man she loved. Now a widow, she finally found peace when charming Mickey comes storming back into her life with an offer she can't refuse. But this time, she won't be the only one paying the price for his sins. When his past comes back to torment him, Mickey must keep Silence safe from a merciless enemy, while resting with the delicious hold this widow has on his heart. And in the face of mounting danger, both will have to surrender to something even more terrifying: true love. I think this might be in a series. But we have that step back. I'll show you the other step backs. This says, when Sir Anthony Mallory's young daughter is abducted from London's Hyde Park, her kidnapper's ransom note mistakenly falls into the hands of a Mallory relative, the sea captain Boyd Anderson. Searching for the girl with Anthony, Boyd fully intends to make the foolhardily villain pay, but he hardly expects to find exquisite Kate Tyler, recently a passenger on his ship, at the center of the plot. Innocent Katie, who fled her dull Connecticut town in search of romance and adventure, is about to experience more excitement than she ever dreamed of, now that she has caught the attentions of Boyd Anderson. For a multitude of surprises wait Katie, from the startling truth about her own family to the lengths a man will go to win the affections of a lady who has every reason to despise him, but who can't resist the seductive, impassioned love he offers. So that was that step back. We love the leg. The step back for Scandalous Desires is a bathtub scene. This step back for Notorious Pleasures is a boat scene. Yeah, and then the other two don't have step backs. So these are my physical books, lots of historical romance, which I was planning on reading this month anyways, so I have no complaints. And then lastly, we will go to my script books. So this one isn't one that I particularly care to get to, just because like you don't have to return them, but I still want to maintain, like, make sure that I'm getting my use out of it because I am paying for it. So my first audiobook is Work For It. This is a novella by Talia Hibbert. This cover, whew, love it. It is the fourth book in her Just For Him series. And it says it's about village outcast Griffin and Kness, and it sounds as if it is like a enemies to lovers situation. I was actually going to be listening to this as well for that secret TBR video, but I will be listening to Indigo by Beverly Jenkins, another historical romance. And as far as I know, this is like a Underground Railroad romance, and I've heard a lot of people say it's like the most beautiful romance they've ever read. Feral Sins, I heard someone talking about this in their wrap-up. Shifter romance, is it this one? I think it sounds like she enters into a bargain with an alpha, so we'll see how I like that one. Lots of paranormal, which is surprising to me because I don't super love paranormal, but I guess I'll find out if I really like it or not this month. Okay, so then I got Saint, which is the third book in Sierra Simone series, and I actually ended up buying the ebooks, so I will be starting with Priest, which is the first one. And I will get to Saint some other time, but it is a priest romance, and I've heard that this series is just absolutely beautiful. So for the video, I will also be reading Cold-Hearted Rake by Lisa Kleypas. Here is the step back. And this is about Devon Ravenel. Lord's most wickedly charming rake has just inherited an earldom, but his most powerful new rank in society comes with an unwanted responsibility, and more than a few surprises. His estate is saddled with debt, and the late Earl's 3 innocent daughters are still occupying the house, along with Kathleen, Lady Trenner, a beautiful young widow whose sharp wit and determination are a match for Devon's own. Kathleen knows better than to trust a ruthless scoundrel like Devon, but the fiery attraction between them is impossible to deny. And from the moment Devon holds her in his arms, he vows to do whatever it takes to possess her. As Kathleen herself finds herself yielding to his successful erotic seduction, only one question remains. A question that I don't know because it's covered up by a sticker. But I will be reading that as well. Those are all of the books that I will be reading for the month of October. Comment your thoughts down below on any of the books that I will be reading, or if you don't have anything to say, leave the castle emoji down in the comments for all of the historical romances that I will be reading. I will catch you guys in my next one, and thanks so much for watching.